life is always going to hand you some bullshit. It's not always going to go the way that you plan it or expect it to go. And when I got paralyzed, I crumbled. I fell into the stigma that society had set for me that I couldn't do anything. And I always prefaced with, because I'm paralyzed, because I'm a paraplegic, because I'm a wheelchair user, I can't do X, Y, and Z. So last year during the pandemic, I had a friend, I'm in a group, and she posted the 75 Hard podcast. And I listened to it, and I was like, damn, I need to do this. But could I do this? I can't do this. And immediately I adapted it for my disability. And that's the first place I messed up. I know there's no deviations, no things like that. And I knew that in the moment. I did it anyways. And I adapted it, and I failed after 3 weeks. And I felt so sorry for myself. And it just, again, I led with that, well, because I'm disabled, because my shoulders. And then I won the trip to HQ. And I had heard of Phorm previous to this, and I never really gave it a second thought because the people that I knew that I was associated with it, I was just like, this guy's a tool. I'm not fucking with him. And so I'm not messing with the supplement company either. And then I won the trip to HQ, and I was like, gosh, this is a cool ass experience. And so I canceled my plans for that weekend, and I was like, let's go. All right, let's do this. And I met the other Legionnaires, particularly Jenna Bollock and Naomi. And man, those two, just seeing, I saw Naomi's shoulders, and I'm like, I gotta look like her. I gotta do what she's doing. I gotta look like her. She's such a beast. And then just Jenna, just her bubbly personality, and just how truly excited she was about Phorm. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try this stuff. And then we get to HQ. And there's no place like it. I've never been anywhere like it. And as soon as you walk in, the atmosphere, the people, it's just this, you feel the energy. There's an energy about that place, and it just fills you with so much determination, self-accountability. It makes you really look at yourself. I left that trip with a completely different view about who I was. It wasn't about my wheelchair. It wasn't about my disability. I was just Jessie, and I was just out to be as strong as I possibly could, the strongest, best version of me every single day. And I remember when I finally downloaded the premium version of the app and I committed to it. And when I realized that I wasn't eating near enough protein, I was eating like 30 grams of protein a day, drinking 16 to 32 ounces of water a day. I truly, here I am thinking that I'm taking care of my body just because I work out, and I was completely missing the nutritional side of my program. And then it made me think of how many wheelchair users are there that say, yeah, I'm eating enough, but then they have all of these secondary problems. And it made me realize there's others out there. So then when Sam and I started doing our coaching calls, and he's like, this is, you need to start joining the calls to learn how to coach in the app. And so I did. And then I started getting wheelchair users, and I helped one wheelchair user lose 30 pounds. I have an able-bodied girl who's told me for the first time she loves her body. I have another person with a disability who just this week, he said, I'm really starting to like the way I look. And to help these people completely transform their lives with something that completely transformed my life is one of the most rewarding things I've ever got to do. I'm Phorm because it gives me passion. It allows me to help people. And I think the thing I love about Phorm so much, people say, oh, what's Phorm? And I'm like, it's a supplement company, but that doesn't describe it enough. There's so much more. You have this culture of people dedicated to helping people, truly helping people be the best version of themselves. And they do it by leading by example, by doing the things themselves. And to see these people authentically going through the same struggles as you, having the same issues as you, but still persevering over it and just helping others to persevere over theirs. It's something you want to be a part of. You want to join that cause. You want to help people. And it's just given me so much passion and purpose to truly help people take control of their nutrition, because we could work out all day, and if we don't have proper control of our nutrition at all, it's not going to allow us to get the results we want. And just seeing people get the results that they want, it's seriously priceless. This first Phorm has given me so much in such a short period of time. It's redirected my entire life. I went from having cortisone shots in my shoulders to having incredible shoulder health. Is almost no pain. I just have to get dry needled every week so they don't get too tight. Like, it's crazy how much it's changed my life for the better. And by having a wheelchair user represent first Phorm, by having a wheelchair user as an elite athlete, you're opening the door for a community that is highly underserved when it comes to our nutrition and fitness. The community has no source of seeing somebody as an elite athlete that looks like them. They don't have the support system, the people that truly understand their needs and their disability and what it is, somebody that can hold them accountable, that they can trust, can hold them accountable. So I personally, when an able-bodied person would try to tell me things about the way I should live my life, I didn't really take it and listen to it. But if a disabled person told me that same piece of information, then I would listen to it. And it just serves, there's a different respect for people with disabilities with other people with disabilities. And you're serving a population that typically doesn't have that resource. It really is the inclusivity of seeing somebody that looks like me doing something empowers the community. When we see ads on TV with a wheelchair user, or ads in Target with a wheelchair user, immediately we're drawn to it because they look like me. It makes you know that you can do it too. And I went from being 160 pounds at my heaviest, struggling to transfer, to 130 pounds of healthy weight. I want to help others. I want to empower the community to know that they too can take control of that. They too can take control of their life. They can hold themselves accountable. They can have discipline in the process. They can continue to just learn about why nutrition is so important, the importance of proper supplementation and supplementation when needed. First Phorm provides all of this information to just give to a community. And I want to continue to pass that information on. That's another reason I am First Phorm. The core values are what immediately draw you to it. Lead by example. I think that's the number one thing. We can preach all day, but if we're not willing to do the same things, that preaching means nothing. And leading by example holds you accountable. When you are like, all right, I'm sticking to this, I'm doing it. It's like, all right, I've got to follow through. I've stuck to it. It creates discipline in your life. You're like, all right, I'm showing up every single day. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to follow through. I'm going to continue to be the person that I say I want to be. Always be learning. That's probably my favorite one. Having VT Lightspeed at our disposal whenever we need it, to be able to go back and rewatch the courses, to have the group calls, to have an incredible group of people at HQ that will guide us through our struggles when it comes to coaching or transformation challenges or the products themselves. It's empowering. It's really empowering. There's no excuse for us not to be the best version of ourselves to help others. And it's a standard. First Phorm is a standard of living. And I just am so proud to represent a brand that is truly, truly authentic when they say all they want to do is help people, and they're working to serve and help as many people as possible. I want to do the same. Let's do it together.